Hello, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, how powerful is the 714 method against 14 different pairs? So, yes, today the 714 method gave good trades, but I just want to showcase the number of pairs that I trade is about 16, but I don't really trade everyone every single day, right? So, let's go ahead and check through. This is today. So, we're going to check through the whole 14 pairs or 16 pairs to actually see how the 714 method did, right? So this right here obviously is BTC, as you can see. So this is BTC USD. Now the reason why you are seeing this buy is because I also have a buy right here which is still running in profit. So yes, that is BTC. Obviously, you can see what happened with the 714 method. If you don't know how the strategy works, it's very simple. Within this zone, price is in a downtrend. We look forward to buy. If it's in an uptrend, we look forward to do what to sell, right? Now I have automated this, so this that you are looking at is a what, an indicator that plots everything for me. I use my own logic to do this, right? So obviously, as you can see, the indicator works perfectly today. It gave a buy right here, and this is BTC USD. So I had to wait for a couple of while before price retraces back down, and I caught a 1:9. So this was a very good trade today. Now let's look at the next pair. So right here is a win. So we'll go ahead and add a green to it. Let's look at gold. Gold today, the 714 method did not actually give a trade. Why? Because it actually happens, right? The indicator sometimes it doesn't give a trade, especially if it's confused about the trend movement. It doesn't give a trade. So as you can see, no trade right here on gold today. Why? Because the indicator did not actually understand where to give you a better trade. So if it doesn't understand where to give you a better trade, it's just going to ignore the whole thing, right? Which is very, very good because it's not every time you should be trading. So as you can see, obviously gold, there is no trade. So let's look at GBP USD. GBP USD was a sell today. I was actually talking about it earlier. It was a sell, a very nice sell right here. So you should have gotten into your trade. And as you can see, price went straight to TP. So GBP USD was also a good trade. Another win for the 714 method indicator right now. Euro USD was actually a loss. As you can see, price went straight through it. Now I do use trend correlation sometimes if I don't want to execute trades that are not equally biased. So because this was in a downtrend from here, I would have just executed trade on the GBP USD, leaving this one alone, just leaving this, right, because this was in a downtrend. GBP USD was also in a downtrend, but it was only GBP USD was that was actually giving a what, a sell structure, right? So that was very good. So GBP Euro USD is a what, a loss. So let's go ahead and move to the next pair, which is silver. Now, silver actually went well. It did take a very long time, as you can see. It took a very, very long time before silver went all the way down. But obviously, as you can see, it was a sell on it. So definitely, you should have been selling when price got back into this zone right here. You should have been targeting either this lows or this lows right here, which would have been extremely good, right? So silver was also a win for the 714 method indicator. Now let's go to NZD USD. Now this I was actually talking about it. Just like gold, there wasn't a trade here. Why? This because the indicator did not really find a good spot for me to execute my trade. So because of that, it will not actually give me an entry, which is fine. It's not every time that I'm supposed to be trading, right? Now let's look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq 714 method give a marvelous sell. As you can see, a very, very good sell. So you could have gotten into this trade. And if you know how to use trendline liquidity, you know from here, price started being in on a what? A very nice trend line. So if price is breaking through that trend line, you know the liquidity is below here is what price is coming all the way down to take. So at least you could have had something like a 1 is to 4. So yes, the 714 method did work on Nasdaq as well. Today was marvelous. Now let's look at Japan 225. I've said it, I don't really use the 714 method on this pair right here. But as you can see, it actually gave a sell trade today. But what happened? Price never took that trade. It would have been a very good trade, but price never really reached the sell zone. So not really a big deal, right? Now let's look at US 500. I've never really traded the 714 method with this, but obviously, as you can see, it did happen. Price gave a sell right there, and you could have been looking forward for this sellers all the way down. I would have been looking for price coming all the way down to here, to be honest. Probably taking my first TP around somewhere here, or even with this support zone right there. But yes, it did give a sell. So price actually went in profit for a while, about 1:2, the middle point of the trade before reversing all the way up. So this would have been a win for me because I would have probably already gotten out of one trade right here at the support zone right here, and the other trade at break even. So this would have been a win for me, but I don't know for you. So I'm just going to count it as a win. Now let's go to US 30. Obviously, as you can see, US 30 was a devastating what loss. The 714 method gave a sell. And yes, that was the truth because price was in an uptrend. So we wanted to sell. Obviously, as you can see, it did happen just a little bit, but prices continued its upward move. So yes, this did not go according to plan. This was a loss. Let's look at AUD USD. Now, AUD USD was also the same thing. Price was consolidating for a very long time. So I wouldn't have even worried myself about executing trade here. But that is not the problem. We are looking at the 714 method entries, and it did give a sell right here, which prices went through it just like that. So it did not really work. Price went through it, right? So that was a failure as well. Now let's look at oil. Never trade the 714 method on oil. Oil is too volatile for the 714 method. I don't use it on oil, so I don't really care about what is happening with it on oil. So as you can see, it gave a buy. Price went through. No, price actually tested. This is the end of the 714 method. So price started buying just a little bit. But after taking out this high, it just reversed all the way down and came all the way through this low right here. So yes, you would have been in a little bit of buy before price reverse all the way down, but still, that was a loss right there. Now let's look at USDX. USDX, that is US dollar index. Price gave a buy, a solid zone right there. I don't trade as someone for method on this as well, but as you can see, today was marvelous. Price gave a buy, a very very solid buy. So you could have been in this trade all the way up, which would have been marvelous, right? Let's look at AUDNZD. AUDNZD, as you can see, another buy that price gave. So, yes, the way this indicator works is very simple. It just waits. That is my logic. How I trade, I inputted it inside, and this has become very, very easy for me to trade, right? So, from here, you enter inside your buy and you target your highs. Now, this would have been a favorable target for me, but yes, you could have just target your high. So this is a win as well. Now let's look at Euro NZD. Euro NZD, no trade today. As you can see, it did not give a sell, neither did it give a buy. So no trade for the day. Let's look at CAT CHF. CAT CHF, there was actually a sell trace given. So you should have been selling above here, which is quite very, very huge. So I would have probably not really bothered, or I would have just used the other block, which is here. These lighter zones are usually FEGs, fair value gaps, and these deeper zones are usually other blocks. So I could have used the other block, catch just a little bit. So from here, stop loss and probably be looking for this. So you still could have been in this trade and you still be targeting this zone right here as your first TP, right? But that's just by the way. So by looking at it, what did the 714 method do so far? Let's calculate out of 16 pairs. Now currently I'm not editing this video, so I can't automatically see the amount of wins that we have. So I just have to rush through this and see the amount of wins, right? So this is fairly good. Why is it good? Because even if you compare the winners by the losing, so the winners are seven, or is it six? I can't quite remember again. But if the winners are seven and the losers are four, remember the winners are about 1:3, 1:4, 1:5. The losers are just one. So we are just having four losses. So one trade inside these winners alone is already covering for the losses that you made, right? So today you would have made a lot of money using this exact same strategy. But that's just by the way. I think this video has become quite extremely long.